Welcome back, Treasure Builders. This is Min Burton again, your grant and business strategist with Hidden Treasures Firm. We're here to talk about today why confusion is expensive. We're going to explore a little bit more of the infrastructure that I talked about in regards to understanding and how to improve services. We're going to start with the clarity portion, right? So, a lot of good businesses and organizations are not stuck because they lack talent. They're stuck because they are not clear. And when you're not clear, people don't know what you do, who it's for, why it matters, or what to do next. That confusion costs a lot of times the opportunities, the funding, the conversions, the referrals needed, and the momentum to keep your business going. So, we're going to welcome you back again. We're here and we're going to talk about the C, the clarity pillar of my C.A.B.E.S, the C.A.B.E.S framework. Clarity, alignment, build, execute, and sustain. And for the next few weeks, we're going to do a deep dive into clarity. Why? Because if your clarity is weak, everything else gets harder. Your content, your offers, your proposals, your follow ups, your conversions. So, clarity is not a decoration, it is an infrastructure. So, here's the gem for today. Clarity means that people can quickly understand three things. Number one, the problem you solve. Number two, the audience you solve it for. And number three, the results that you help create. That's it. Not your entire biography, not every service you ever offered, not all your credentials in one sentence, just enough to clarify for people to understand what your value is and how to take the next step. So, clarity helps the right people recognize themselves in your message. Confusion doesn't always look dramatic. It often looks like people saying, that sounds great, but not buying. People asking, wait, what exactly do you do? Referrals that send the wrong type of client, content that gets engagement but no action, proposals that sound strong but doesn't score well, leads that don't move because their next step isn't obvious. So, in other words, people may like you, but they still don't know how you work or how to work with you. So, intention without clarity rarely converts. Treasure builders. This is why clarity is the first pillar in the C.A.B.E.S network. It applies across everything I teach on this channel. So that's grants, nonprofit, program work. If the problem is unclear, the proposals feel weak. If the audience, the beneficiary is vague, then the statement loses power. If the result is fuzzy, funders don't trust the outcomes. In the business side, strategy, services offer, if your audience is too broad, your message gets diluted. If your result is vague, people can't justify the investment. And so with the Treasures House AI system, if people only hear AI, but they don't understand the real business problem, missed calls, delays, follow-ups, lost responsiveness, they won't see the value. So yes, there are different lanes, but the same foundation: clarity, systems, and trust. So the clarity has three core components. That's P plus A plus R, PAR. P is for problem, what the specific issue that's happening, what is stuck, leaking, delayed, denied, or inconsistent. What pain point is real enough to solve right now? The A is for audience. Who is experiencing the problem? Who is the best fit for your process? Who needs to who needs this right now the most? Like, who is it that could really benefit for what you bring to the table? And then the R is for result. What changes after you work with them? What becomes clearer, faster, stronger, more consistent, more fundable? What outcomes can they expect without overpromising? So if any of these are blurry, the whole message gets weaker. And if you compound those components on top of each other, you have something that looks unrelatable. So if the problem, the audience, or the result is unclear, your value gets harder to trust. So just a couple of mini examples, right? Just to give you an idea so you can fill the gem. So example number one, too vague, right? I help businesses grow. I help businesses grow. Just too vague, right? The problem is too broad. The audience is unclear. The result is unclear. You don't know what somebody is doing. So let's try the exchange for something that sounds better to help identify the clarity. I help service businesses improve follow-up systems so they stop losing opportunities when things get busy, right? Identify the problem. Lost opportunities due to weak follow-up. The audience, service-based businesses. The result, more consistent responsiveness and fewer opportunities lost. So when we're looking at clarity, it doesn't require being wordy. It just requires being specific. Clear beats clever every time. What clarity is and what it is not. Clarity is not dumbing down your expertise. It's not removing that nuance that makes you special and unique. It's not sounding generic or shrinking your work. But clarity actually happens to be making your expertise understandable, helping people locate themselves in your message so that they can see them, they can see their improvement. It's helping to build trust faster. It reduces the decision making friction so that person can just get beyond the cons about why it is to partner and just figure out, you know what, let's go all in. So you can still be elevated, premium, strategic, and be clear at the same time. So in all, clarity is not a simplification of your value. It is a translation of your value. So let's see how to apply this as an actionable assignment, right? So treasure builders, here's your assignment for week one. Don't overthink it. Just audit where confusion is happening, right? So what you're looking at is answering just a couple of questions for yourself. What do people usually ask me to clarify about my work? What exactly do I do? Who is this for? How does this work? Okay, that's the first question. Second question, where am I seeing hesitation? Is it content engagement with no inquiries but no conversions, referrals but poor fits, proposals but no awards? Number three, which of these are least clear in my message right now? Is it the problem? Is the audience? Or is it the results? So if you could just maybe write one sentence and just explain to yourself, it's not about being perfect. It's just about getting an idea so you can refine it as we go along in this journey, in this process together. The problem I solve is, and how I get it done. Okay. So next week, Treasure Builders, we're going to dive deeper into the problem area of clarity, specifically understanding symptom versus root problem, because a lot of people market to the visible complaint, right? But the real authority comes from knowing how to frame that deeper pattern. That's where your message starts sounding more strategic. All right. So if you want the bonus resource, comment scorecard below, or click the link in the description to schedule a demo to figure out how high call volume businesses can actually benefit from using such systems such as Treasure House AI. Okay, and so Treasure Builders, before you go, please tell me in the comments what feels hardest to explain right now, your problem, your audience, or results. And if you drop one word, problem, audience, results, that will help us get an understanding of what we can focus on in regards to helping you guys work through the process of clarity. Until next time, keep building keep building treasure builders, and we'll see you with the week number 2 message.